Kenny Miller knows better than most why Alfredo Morelos must feel like a fish out of water as the young Colombian strives to adapt to his new life in Scotland. Which only makes it all the more impressive that the kid has hit the pitch running with a 5-goal haul from his first 7 games. Miller felt the same bewildered isolation when he upped sticks and left for Turkey to join Bursaspor in January 2011. Alone and finding it hard to adapt to the language barrier and completely different culture, Miller only lasts 7 months before returning to Britain to join Cardiff. Yet his performances on the pitch didn't tell the story of a guy uneasy with his surroundings, with 5 goals in his first 15 appearances including a strike against Galatasaray. Now Morelos has achieved that tally in half the time, with his latest strike in Jair's previous game away to Ross County earning his side a much-needed win to ease the pressure on boss Pedro Caixinha. Miller knows the difficulties Alfredo Morelos faces, having spent a lonely time in Turkey after moving to Bursaspor. So far so good for the young striker, and Miller reckons he's only going to get better as he continues to find his feet with the support of his teammates off the pitch as well as on it. Miller said the biggest problem for a start is that you are on your own. You've got teammates you can latch onto and other people around who can maybe help you through it. We have lads in the dressing room who speak his language and will all help each other get through their opening months here. They're a good group of lads within the dressing room, so we'll do whatever we can to help the lads settle in. But firstly and most importantly, he is performing on the park and has got off to a flyer with his goals. It's different for a young lad, he's only 21 years old, so it's always going to be hard for him. For me, wherever I have gone, whether it be Turkey or just down in England, I was always focused on the football. No matter what happened away from the pitch, I was focused on my game. Miller only lasted 7 months in Turkey before returning to the UK immediately, but it is hard when you're moving away from friends and family and you're out there on your own. But he has a good club behind him to help him settle. He's going to get better over the course of the season, but what we've had early doors is that helps manage to get us goals. That's great for him to settle his way into the team, while his form and understanding of his teammates is only going to improve over the course of the season. Football bridges languages, and you can still build up an understanding with someone on the pitch, but obviously it always helps when you can communicate well. That's a big part of our game, but again, that will improve in time. He'll work out what he needs to do to help his teammates, and as teammates we need to understand what these new lads want as well to help them. But again, the fact he's a goal-getter is a nice habit to have and makes for a good start to his Rangers career. But from the team's perspective, we need to start putting wins together. Saturday's home clash with Dundee offers a good chance to get that run going, to ease the frustration of dropping points in the first 2 league games at Ibrox this campaign. Morelos has had to get used to the physical aspects of the Premiership as well as all aspects of life in Scotland. SNS group defeat by Hibs and a goalless draw with Hearts infuriated the home support, and Miller knows the fans want to see an improvement in results, with the first Old Firm game of the season looming on the horizon at the end of this month. He added, "You always have one eye on those games, and in Scottish football it is the one fixture that people look for, to see when the first Old Firm of the season is. We are no different, but we are firmly focused on the job in hand, which is getting some wins before that. The Celtic game will come, but we have got 2 league games before that and also a Betfred Cup quarter-final. It would be great to go into that game off the back of 3 league wins and reaching the semi-final of the Cup. It goes without saying that you want to be going into the Old Firm game with confidence, and winning these next few games would certainly do that. Keeping 11 men on the park will be the first priority to achieve that, because in the game against Hibs the sending off definitely changed everything. The second game against Hearts we were more than comfortable and dominant through the course of the 90 minutes. Really, on the balance of play, we should have won the game. Results will always define performances at this football club, but I said a couple of weeks back that we can't get too bogged down in the results we've had because our performances were good." Miller knows Rangers need to start getting result at Ibrox, with the first clash against Celtic looming ever closer. SNS it's about putting it all together and being a bit more ruthless when we have opportunities to kill teams off. We could have killed Hibs off in the first 25 minutes, and against Hearts we were in control and should have won it. It is important we put that right and get that first home win under our belt. Kenny Miller spoke as he accepted an award on behalf of Rangers for improving accessibility for autistic supporters at Ibrox Stadium. The Autism Friendly Award was presented in recognition of the club's launch of Ibrox's Den, a facility that allows supporters with complex learning difficulties and sensory challenges such as autism to enjoy matches at the stadium. This private suite based in the Broomloan Stand corner is made up of different zones, including a sensory suite and viewing gallery, and will help children and young adults with sensory difficulties acclimatize to the noise, crowds and bustle of a busy match day.